Someone is pushing dozens of anti-LGBTQ bills in state legislatures around the country, including bills that would make it a crime to provide health care to trans people. A non-discrimination bill could pass in Michigan this year, but not without a lot of help. And YouTube could be banned from this year's San Francisco Pride Parade. We'll have the week's top LGBTQ news and actions you can take on Weekly Debrief. Weekly Debrief is made possible with your support on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum to support the show and get some backer rewards. Now that we're a few weeks into 2020, various state legislatures are getting to work on a wide range of bills, and we're seeing a huge increase in proposed laws that would have a devastating impact on LGBTQ people. Some bills would criminalize providing healthcare to trans people, others would make it illegal to talk about queer people in public schools, and others block same-sex couples from accessing adoption services. For now, it's not clear who or what organization is behind these bills, but it's probably not a coincidence that nearly 24 of them have appeared all at the same time in numerous states. For now, the ACLU is taking the lead on monitoring the situation nationwide and preparing for lawsuits should any of these laws pass. There's also some good news. Michigan looks likely to pass an update to its civil rights laws, blocking discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. Polling shows that there's strong public support for the measure, even among Republican voters. The group Fair and Equal Michigan is taking the lead on pushing for passage. And a judge in Indiana has ordered the state to get rid of arbitrary rules that make it harder for same-sex parents to establish legal guardianship of their kids. In recent years, Indiana imposed additional restrictions for same-sex parents to appear on their kids' birth certificates, restrictions that didn't exist for straight parents. Now, a judge has ruled that the state can't do that. San Francisco Pride is moving closer to banning YouTube and Google from next year's Pride Parade in response to the company's failure to deal with anti-LGBTQ harassment on its platforms and its financial support for anti-gay organizations. A group of people within the Pride group are advancing a rule change that would ban organizations that fail to address homophobia. It's unclear whether the people pushing for the ban actually have the authority to enforce it, though, so there's likely going to be a lot of procedural arguing about it over the coming weeks. So 2020 is certainly shaping up to be a combative year, and oh yeah, there's a presidential election coming. Right now, one good way to take positive action is to support the work of Fair and Equal Michigan so that non-discrimination law over there can pass. Head over to fairandequalmichigan.com to sign up for the mailing list and follow them on social media. They'll likely need a lot of support from around the country to pass that bill. As always, let me know about stories that need covering at Matt Baum on Twitter and on YouTube. And if you find these videos helpful, head over to patreon.com/mattbaum to pledge your support and help keep them coming. And I'll debrief you next week.